Hello, everybody. I am so happy to finally be back on a more consistent basis to give you all new content. I actually have things posted on my website that I'll talk about towards the end of this video, of this segment of this video, because there's more to come. All right. So, first thing is, I hope y'all are doing okay. I literally had to take a couple of moments to step back and to recalibrate, to restore, to rest, to really refocus my attention on what actually is important, what matters most in my life, and what matters most for this platform here being Eco Well Co. What exactly I want to share, to teach, to showcase, to experience. And truth be told, everything here, I think I may have said this a long time ago, but everything that I post in Eco Well Co is something that I have incorporated, applied, studied deeply within myself, and have taken the time to really sit with, to meditate on, and to even see how that what that means in action for my own life. So a lot of the content that I produce is not just about helping y'all, but it's something that I literally have put myself through. And that can come with its own experience. I know for me, I like to take my time to feel, express, and to understand. And that is what helps me to get even closer and closer to myself. It is almost like a continuous self-exploration journey, as that's kind of what life is all about, really. Just exploring the self and ultimately focusing on living life fully, living life exuberantly, and also just embracing the self no matter what comes, the good, the bad, the ugly, the gracious, the challenges, the easy parts, and ultimately allowing the self to focus and to flow on that path of what they've called least resistant, if you ever have heard that before. But essentially just allowing the self to relax, to not be so forceful, but allow the natural power of existence to flow through. I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but what exactly is this video about? I actually want to introduce to you all the program that I've hit on not too long ago called the Practicing Presencing program. Before, it was a series that I hit on before, but I actually went ahead and created a series of programs. Right now, part 1 is currently available on my website. There is a direct link to that in my bio that you'll be able to access. What is included in that are guided meditations that really help you to understand, as well as a descriptive video that really help you to understand what exactly practicing presencing is, what the tools that you already naturally possess that you can use to help yourself practice being in the present moment, which is presencing, and the ultimate benefits of that. What do you really get out of that? And so actually in a few moments, I created a bit of a small mind map diagram that can really dive in to teach us more about that. So let's actually dive into that now. All right.
All right, y'all. So here's the mind map. And as you can see, we're going to be talking a bit about what is practicing presencing, meaning what is presencing and what does it mean to practice that, and how to do it. So what are the tools that you naturally possess in order to help bring you into the present moment and its vast benefits. All right, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, presencing is, which I don't think it's a real word, but it's a word that I use because I feel that it helps to really capture the meaning of what I'm trying to say. So presencing is allowing yourself to be in the present moment. To practice that is to practice allowing yourself to be in the present moment. So what does it mean to even be in the present moment? It means instead of being caught up in, for example, the mental chatter of the mind, for example, something that may come with anxiety or overthinking, or to be caught up in the activities of the external world that may be kind of pulling and tugging at your mind, your senses, your feelings, your emotions, or whatever, in every possible direction, or even themed as overexertion within the ego state, or even the monkey mind chatter that you may have heard of before. That can happen whether or not you're in a calm meditative state or you're just chilling and your mind is starting to rage. That can be the monkey mind. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. But anyway, so to present yourself, it doesn't mean that your mind isn't still actively doing things, thinking stuff, and XYZ, but it is you allowing yourself to actually be in the present moment, the here and now. So whether or not you do that through meditation, through breath work, through journaling or drawing or creating something or reading something, whatever it is, there is a state of being, a state of existence that is present, meaning that you are truly and genuinely experiencing the moment for what it is, whether or not that is using your sensations or using your mind or using your breath. You are here and you are now. It's a crazy experience. I think it's amazing. Am I constantly in the present moment? I would say no, because my mind, like all of us, tends to rage at times. But that is the beauty of being able to practice presencing, being able to practice the act of bringing yourself into the present moment where you are here and now. What feeling you're feeling here and now, not trying to avoid it or ignore it, suppress it, but here and now. So that's the beauty of presencing and practicing presencing. And essentially, when I talk about, for example, if in our what category, I say present moment awareness, observing what is. So what does it mean to absorb what is? To literally see what's happening, whether or not it be within you or around you, for what it is. Not trying to control it, to force it, to manipulate it, to do anything to it, to try to recreate it. You're simply just seeing something, someone, a concept, whatever you're dealing with, or the whole collective for what it is. Becoming the observer, or also another metaphor, the person who is watching the movie, right? So imagine you're just sitting in watching Netflix on your bed or whatever like that. You are the viewer, and the movie is essentially what you are now observing. And so in a state of presencing, you're able to sit back, observe the movie being life, or your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on in front of you externally as the observer. So present moment awareness, you're tapping into an observer mode. Second part, when I talk about the what, I say accept, release, and allow. Now, piggybacking on observing what is, present moment awareness also allows you to accept what is. So you see what's happening, you feel what you're feeling, you're not placing good, bad, whatever on it. You're just literally like, okay, this is what's happening, observing what is and accepting it for what it is. The next part can be releasing, or allowing it to naturally flow away from you. Now, this is one of the beauties of not suppressing, repressing, or ignoring, for example, emotions or feelings that may be coming up within you, or even thoughts. Just instead of trying to force them into any one direction, or to place a label on them, or even to act on them, you simply just see them, acknowledge them, aka accept, and allow them to move, or to release, and to let go as they will. Okay, so that's the release part. Now the allow. Now this is the interesting part, is because even when it comes to the example of emotions, you can allow yourself to experience that emotion in full intensity as it comes, without having to act on it, to label it, or to even label yourself for having that emotion, that thought, that feeling, for whatever. So in the observer mode, you just as you're watching a movie, perhaps there may be times where like, oh no, don't go into that room, the killer's over there, whatever. Okay, so in that instant, you wish you could actually interfere and change the situation. But in truth, when you're watching a movie, you can't interfere. You can't do nothing. Only thing you can do is sit there and watch it play out. Now, in the instance, let's just say you're sitting and you're meditating and you're beginning to realize what's going on around you, or you're drawing and you're beginning to really tap into the present moment. Simply allow those things to come, to release, and to allow. We're not suppressing, we're not repressing. So if you're angry in a moment, you can accept it. You can allow it, and you can allow it to release as it will, because energy is always in motion, always flowing, and emotions are energy in motion. So when you allow yourself to come into a present moment, you can actually allow yourself, instead of immediately reacting to an emotion or to a feeling that you're having, or even to an external circumstance, whatever that may bring up for you, instead of immediately reacting or thinking or labeling or judging it, or even feeling some type of way about yourself or another person that is involved in that situation, you can simply just observe it for what it is, see it for what it is, allow any emotion or feeling to pass as it will, and you're able to tap into a completely different level of discernment and understanding and intuitive knowing when you allow yourself to be present in that moment. And as you continue to practice presencing, which I'll get into momentarily with the how-to tools, you'll understand that even in some of the most stressful situations, it is possible to bring yourself into the present moment. Okay, so that may seem like a lot that I just hit on, but if you join me in my practicing presencing program, you'll have a better understanding of what exactly I'm talking about. All right, last part of the what. I talk about the feel or sensing of a connection to the inner world, right? So here I'm hitting on using your actual senses. Like I'm talking about hear, taste, touch, smell, XYZ, even sense, like your sixth sense type thing. I'm talking about using these sensations on top of just your mind and your breath and just experiencing life for what it is to tap into your inner world. Because the truth is that practicing presencing helps you to tap into your inner voice, your intuition, that inner innocent soul that knows exactly what next step to take. When you allow yourself to presence and to practice that presence, meaning that you're fine-tuning that natural skill that you have to be present, you are more able to know exactly what is your next step to take and thus aligned with you and where you're trying to go. All right. There's a lot more that can be involved with making sure that understanding that path is clear and not diluted. Now that can tap into your programming, aka your beliefs, what the beliefs that you have, whether or not on an unconscious, subconscious, or a conscious level. We'll talk into that in a moment. But yeah, so that's the what. So what is practicing, the benefit of practicing, the what kind of covered all of that. The next thing I'll go into are the how to do it. Now, the Practice and Present program that I created on my website is available for purchase, digital download, that you will have the audios there on your laptop, your phone, however you want to listen. So you can have it with you whenever you need to practice, whenever you feel the desire to kind of tap into those tools again. Those audio downloads are really just to help you learn tools that you can take away and take home with yourself, and you can come back to the audio or you can just practice it on your own as you need to. So the how to's, I talk about breath, meaning your breath or breath work, which one of the first part one taps into breath work and awareness using visualization, aka your mind, in order to bring yourself into the present moment. And then part two is all about your senses. Part three actually combines the senses with the breath work and the awareness. Part one also combines using your breath and your imagination to bring yourself into the present moment. So again, your mind, your breath, and your senses, these are all things that you naturally have access to. So you don't really have to do anything crazy except for just, check out my website and go ahead and download part one. But anyway, so next are the benefits. So why even look into practicing presencing, or why even look into like purchasing the program to even figure out how to do it for yourself? Okay, great question. So the first benefit, when I talked about before in the what section, the present moment awareness, I talk about detachment, seeing what is for what is. We're revisiting that topic. When you allow yourself to be in the observer mode, you allow yourself to be detached from what's currently happening, whether or not it be within you or outside of you. Now, I don't mean aloof, cold-hearted detachment. I mean allowing yourself to literally take a step back from what's happening, even while it's happening, to observe it for what is, to accept it, to allow, and to release. Now, this doesn't mean be a pushover if something really negative and foul is happening to you. That's a completely different topic. But what this means is allow yourself to see the situation at hand, or to see the thoughts that you're having, or to Feel the emotions that you're feeling for what they are, not trying to place different meaning on them or to manipulate them in any way, type, or form, but to literally see them for what they are. And when you allow yourself to step back from a situation or to step back from being that forceful role that's trying to control and manipulate, you are enabling yourself to be more detached and to step into that observer role for allowing you to see what is happening. You're stepping into your presence, basically, is what I'm saying. So as you're practicing this presencing, you get a better grip on being able to take a step back, to see things for what they are, to detach, meaning you're not latching as much as your thoughts, feelings, value, your personal self-worth, your esteem, your ego, or whatever it may be on this person, place, thing, ideal, emotion, but you're allowing yourself to literally be that person who can take a step back and can see things for what they are and not necessarily allow these things, thoughts, people, concerns, whatever, control your reaction or control your mind or control your response or your emotion. You are in control. So by practicing presencing, you are allowing yourself to thus be in control. All right. First benefit. Second benefit, again, hitting back on that connection to the inner self. You're connecting to your inner truth. You're connecting to your intuition, which is already strong. Your intuition is naturally inherent to you always. All of us, we have it and it's already strong. Now, what we can do is in life and over time and with the programming, which I named beliefs, can pile on and begin to kind of hinder or inhibit or cover or even bury the intuition that we naturally have, that is a part of this innocent soul that is deeply already like within us. It's that childlike soul that we have that helps us to really know what the next step is to take. I spoke about it earlier in the what section, but essentially, as you begin to practice presence more and more, you're able to tune into yourself, your truth, the next step clearly. You're able to actually achieve clarity for yourself, an understanding of yourself across the world, across the board. And you're also able to tap out of or detach from that outer noise, whether or not the noise is in your mind or in the external world, better, so that you can have a better understanding of what your truth is, what your next step should be that is aligned with your divine and creative self. Also, this tunes in with building discernment. Discernment is amazing. I'm going to just say intuition with discernment, top tier. Literally top tier. When you are truly allowing yourself to be in tune with your intuition, not only is that amazing, but not only will life begin to avail itself to you in a like, whoa, mind-blowing way, but also your discernment will increase. You'll know when to get out of a situation, when to stay. You'll know what to say next or what not to say. You'll know who to talk to, who not to talk to. And you don't even have to use logic to try to discern this information. It's just, you just know. We're not questioning this. The logic might try to come in and say X, Y, Z. That could be old beliefs. But when you allow yourself to tap into true divine guidance, we're talking about straight up, bro. You never have to question what you already know to be true. And that is one of the beautiful benefits of incorporating more presence into your life and by starting to practice it. All right. Now we're going to get into the last one. Able to meet deeper beliefs and reprogram as needed. I hit on this a couple of times already, but again, these are going to be your shoulds, your coulds, your woulds, your general beliefs that you may have on an unconscious, subconscious, or conscious level. These could be programs or beliefs that may have been put on you from when you were born, or maybe something that you put on yourself, whatever it may be, but it allows you to bring more awareness and attention to these beliefs and to alter them as needed. Now, last part of this, I incorporated the meet yourself. You know what I'm saying? So really everything I'm talking about is you're able to meet yourself. And I think that's I feel like what really are people really searching for? What really are you really searching for? Half the time we're trying to meet ourselves in other people, other places, other things. We're trying to be schooled in ways that make us tap into ourselves. And the truth is that practicing presencing and allowing yourself to be in the present moment in any way that best suits you, which is part of the reason I included through breathwork, awareness, using your senses, because one way may be way better for you than it is for me or somebody else. So it's important to kind of tap into all the different ways so we can just get a better understanding of ourselves, which again, one of the great benefits of practicing presencing, we could tap into ourselves, tap into that divine guidance and build our connection with ourselves, God, and our inner world, and even the external world, which is all an expression, a creation of God. So the next part is flow state. Now, flow state can happen whether or not you already knew about practicing presencing or not, but it's that moment where you're just kind of like in the zone, like time is passing and you can't even tell. This could maybe happen when you're creating something, you're writing something, you're doing a project, you're just really, really, really focused, but it's a type of focus that doesn't feel strained. It's a natural flow of power and essence. Now, practicing presencing or being present, you can really tap into the flow state. And if you're able to get really good at just allowing yourself to be present in the moment, you can only imagine the type of things you'll be able to accomplish, especially if you are creative or if you have a project due, you have a deadline coming up, whatever it may be. Practicing presence is not just about getting to know yourself or healing or upending old beliefs or just getting better at your intuition, but also it's holistic. Like even your whole career can transform. What you think you're supposed to be doing can literally transform, and you can be put on the right path and have the energy and the creative wherewithal in order to literally accomplish your goals, complete your projects, do what you need to do. Okay, I'm just the messenger. That's all I gotta say. And the last part, something that I hit on before, was clarity. Literally just having a more clear vision, clear picture, clear understanding of yourself and the world around you, being able to connect better with yourself and the world around you, and just, again, meet yourself. But anyway, so this is my mind map of practicing presencing. Hopefully it makes sense and I didn't ramble too much, but that's what we do here at Welco. We really want to make sure that we hit it hard so that everyone understands. But anyway, so thank you so much. This is, again, the Practicing Presencing program. Part 1 is available right now up on my website, which is www.ecowellco.com. It is for purchase. It will not break your bank at all. It's cheap, $22. The part 1 really taps into the breath work and using your mind or your awareness to bring yourself into the present moment. I also have a video that taps deeper into that as an introduction. So be sure to watch that and to go ahead and download the audio so you can begin practicing presencing today. Check you later when I announce part 2. Love you guys.